Hello there, and welcome to Hockey Talk. We got Tyler here today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, Tyler here, he's a big Oilers fan. Let's hear what you're thinking about their start of the season right now.
Oh, they're not off to the greatest start. 1-2. They beat Calgary first night 3-0, so that was good. Mike Smith was stellar between the pipes for Calgary, but they couldn't stop that McDavid kid. He's something special. Then second game they played Vancouver, which going into the game I was thinking 5-6, 7-0 route. I thought they were gonna just kill Vancouver, and Talbot was not on his game to start, and Vancouver got a couple lucky goals, and Edmonton could just not battle back. And then the next night they played Winnipeg, and I have no idea what happened. They were just not there. Nobody was ready to go, and Winnipeg just killed them. So they're not off to the greatest start, but you got a lot of new guys in the lineup, so you got to build the chemistry there. You got Matt Benning, a rookie last year. Now he stepped into the fourth defenseman role, so it's going to take some time for these guys to get used to their new positions and their new line mates. So I'd say 15 games into the season, they'll be back to the way they were last year in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, the thing, they're only 3 games in right now anyway. Like, season could completely change. I've seen teams do amazing beginning of the season, and then they're not even making the playoffs by the end.
Yeah, like Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. They've done it before plenty of times. So what about the new Vegas team we got here? They're looking pretty good right now, eh?
I'm shocked. They started 3-0, the first expansion team in NHL history to ever do that, so that's something special. The first night they played a tough Dallas team, getting outshot, but they managed to come away with the win, 2-1. James Neal he's something else this year.
He's killing it.
He's trying to show Nashville made a mistake by letting him go in the expansion draft, but he's got, I think, 5 of their 8 goals so far. It was nice to see them win in their home game against Arizona. Yeah, I think it was. But the city of Vegas definitely needed that after the tragic events that happened a couple weeks ago. So that was good for them.
Yeah, exactly. Good for them to celebrate something. Even with their new team, I mean, I think most people didn't expect much of them. So for them to be doing this well, it's kind of a good sight to see, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So another player we got to point out here is Ovechkin. He's been absolutely lighting it up beginning of the season right now.
I think he's finally tired of him saying that he's overrated and that he's on the decline, that he's done, and he's headed to the KHL. So I think he's just tired of all the talk. So now he's putting it out. Putting all his effort out, and he's got 8 goals in 4 games. Yeah, 2 hat tricks back to back, which I think something that's never happened before ever to start the season. Not even with Gretzky and Messier and Lemieux.
Made some history there, right?
Yeah, so I think he's on a mission, and I think 60, 70 goals is a big possibility for him this year.
It'd be interesting to see. I think it'd be cool to see him, and I agree with you. I think he came out a little angry with what happened last season, the Olympics and all that. I think he's ready to kind of show the world that he's still got something to prove, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think about Jaromir Jagr's return to the NHL? Another year, right?
My heart broke. My heart was absolutely broken when he signed with Calgary. Being a big Edmonton fan, that was hard to see such a legend go to such a bottom-dwelling team. So it really hurt me. It did. But I'm glad he signed. I was a little disappointed that nobody had signed him at this point, but I'm glad he's back in the NHL. He's still good enough to be there. So
yeah, that's what I think too. I was actually kind of surprised that no one took him a little earlier. Maybe his asking price was too high or something. But
I had heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I had heard he was asking for over $4 million a year. $4 million for a 45-year-old nowadays is a lot of money to ask for. So I think that's might have been why it took so long for him to sign. But he made his debut the other night against Los Angeles. I'm not sure how he did, but at least he's back.
Well, from what I heard, they pulled off a win. He only played about 13 minutes, so not bad for the older guy to.
From what I heard, he hadn't skated much this summer, so he was just getting his legs back. And even if he did skate, it was over in the Czech Republic, and they play with such bigger ice surfaces. So for him to come back, he had to get his legs ready, and so I think they'll gradually ease him into it, and then eventually he'll be back to his 17, 18 minutes a game.
Yeah, probably. They're going to have to do something. So last comments, because we're getting to the end of our time. Number 1 team, who do you think is going to win the Cup? What's your prediction?
I'm going with Pittsburgh for a 3-peat.
That'd be pretty interesting to see.
Pittsburgh, Edmonton.
All right. Well, Pittsburgh and Edmonton, that'd be a good series to see. Thanks for coming.
Thanks
Have
for
a good
having
one,
me.
Conestoga.